Back in 2024, we had just finished post-production on our feature film Within the Pines. Between completing the film and taking it on its festival run, there was a point where the cast and crew were itching to get creative again and make something together. So we did just that, and we made The Traveller. I'm going to dive into full spoilers here, so make sure you've seen the short film before watching this. After discussing an idea for a few weeks and writing a small script, a bunch of us travelled to Manbrae Creek in South Australia for the weekend to stay at actor Barrie Cotton and his partner Sarah's family property. And what an incredible place it was. Being surrounded in peaceful and visually stunning Australian outback was just an absolute treat. Barrie and Sarah also served up some amazing meals over the weekend, along with much needed coffee to get us through the shoot. Barrie and Sarah also worked on the costume for the Swagman, piecing bits together as authentically as possible, and I think they nailed the design. We shot over 2 nights and 2 days, utilising not only their property, but their neighbours as well, who we cannot thank enough for allowing us to do so. The day shoots were a lot of fun. We took our time setting up each shot to really capture the beautiful landscape, as well as allow for some fun in between.
R35. Now called the dancer, not the traveller.
Aside from Barrie as the Swagman, on set we had Paul as DOP, Brittney as clapper loader, Brendan as sound recordist, and Cheryl as special effects makeup. The night shoots proved a little more difficult. As we shot in June, the temperature dropped quite quickly, and although we had a campfire going on both nights, night 2 took a lot longer and required the fire to be out for half of the scene. Aside from the glow of the campfire, it was completely dark where we were shooting, so we had a generator parked nearby to power equipment and light the scene. As the night went on, the temperature continued to drop, but the crew soldiered on in good spirits. A small tip: try not to leave your big practical effects shot until the very end at 4 AM, when everyone is exhausted and wanting to go to bed. For the alien arm, I bought a Halloween severed arm prop to use. We removed the hand and painted it with a mix of purple and grey. To attach the arm to Barrie's neck, we used liquid latex for the wound and covered it in fake blood. And with the practical effect done, we had completed the night shoots. After a good sleep, we finished getting our final shots the next day and wrapped in the afternoon. It was such a fun weekend getting to make something together again, and in a truly amazing location. Now that the film was shot and we had returned home, it was time to start the editing process. I'd spent a good few months fine-tuning the cut of the film until I'd gotten it to a place I was happy with. There was one thing we hadn't quite worked out though, and had decided to deal with after shooting the film: the alien. Our initial plan was to purchase a costume online, shoot an actor against a black screen and composite it into our scene. But the costumes we found just didn't reach the level we were wanting, and we knew that if this wasn't done right, the whole film would fall apart. This is where our friend Mike and his small crew of visual effects artists came in and saved the day. The team of 3 spent hours and hours working on 7 visual effects shots for the film, and we couldn't have been more grateful or stoked with the results. We felt going the CGI route helped remove the human element a costume would have given, and the eerie movements of the alien helped add to the creepy nature of it all. Whilst Mike and the team were hard at work on the visual effects, Paul and I were off capturing some tiny resin houses on green screen that I'd bought to be the town seen at the end of the film. I composited the footage into the scene, added a bunch of different elements, and gave the town some life by adding smoke to the chimneys of a few buildings. For the practical arm shot, I also decided to use the texture from the CGI arm and tracked it onto the footage, just to help keep the consistent look of the alien. The short was coloured by our crew member Markus, who gave the digital footage a more film-like and aged look. Whilst this was all happening, our composer Martin was creating music for the short, helping tie it all together with a unique and creepy score. He had the idea of using vocal sounds within the music, relating to the horrific moment the Swagman suffers involving his throat. We included a horror rendition of Waltzing Matilda for the credits, and with the original song having been composed in 1895, we decided to set our film in the same year as a little reference. To finish off the film, our sound designer and mixer Adam went through and produced both a 5.1 and stereo version of the film. Barrie came round to Adam's as well to do some ADR on a couple of moments, leading to a clean and tight sound mix. Once the film was complete, we decided to enter it into some festivals and ended up getting selected for a few. We travelled to Melbourne to attend the film screening at Monster Fest, which was a great experience getting to catch up with friends, meet other filmmakers, and see their creative work screened alongside our film. The final screening took place on Halloween in our home state, where The Traveller ended up winning runner-up for Best Film at a local festival called Heaps Good Horror. After a small but successful festival run, the journey of The Traveller had come to an end, as we released the short online for the world to watch. So thank you to everyone who worked on The Traveller and helped make it what it is. This little film, born from the idea of creating something with friends, has become one of my proudest pieces to date, made with the help of people I'm incredibly grateful for.
Scene 3, shot 1, asshole, take 1.
Speed. Rolling. Yeah, rolling.
At this point, you've got your
Looking out here over here.
yeah, and your eyes are already open, so it's turn back. So you turn.